Okay, welcome back to Sack to the Future. This, of course, is Phantom Fighter, and I am taking the Bears, or actually, I'm at home with the Bears, hosting a semi-pro team from Miami. And as you can see from the helmet, they call themselves the Dolphins. The Bears have won a couple in a row, got back over 500 finally. The defense has really carried them, although Wade had his best game of the season at quarterback last week against the Detroit Lions. But after a couple divisional wins, now they host a semi-pro team, which in theory should be easier than the Packers and Lions were, but we will see because the Bears have had a funny way of playing this year. Bad against the bad teams, good against the good team. Well, except for the Giants, who are a good team and they were bad against. Oh, the Dolphins. Well, they're a semi-pro team, but they have a legendary quarterback in Norm Van Brocklin. So already the surprises start with this game not necessarily going to be easy. And Johnson goes 9 yards. So all that concern about Norm Van Brocklin joining the team after his retirement, in between coaching. All right. The Bears again are still left with only one defensive tackle, legitimate defensive tackle on their team. So again, you'll see some 3-4. Here's your starting lineup for semi-pro Dolphins. All those names pale in comparison to their quarterback, Norm Van Brocklin, of course. Okay. There's a handoff up the middle, and he picks up the first down. Uh-oh. Oh, Morris goes down into a stance. So the outside linebacker came up to play defensive, the fourth defensive lineman position on that play. And he's got to get up. He's the last remaining defensive tackle. All right, that's good to know, as the running game has started off pretty well here against the Bears, but there's hope. There's a nice hit by Yeomans. Whoops. Wrong button. It's complete, but short, I believe, of the first down, just inches short. Let's see what the Dolphins want to do here. They're coming out in a punt formation. See how good this semi-pro punter is. A lot of times you'll notice the semi-pro kicking game is definitely better than mine. All right, here comes Billy Wade after last week not throwing an interception. He stayed at 15 for the year. That's correct. He had 15 interceptions in his first 6 games. Interesting. Couple Bears players decide to fight over the ball, and not sure why the other receiver stops, so they were both in the exact same place, but that's what you get. Very good start to the game.
10 yards still left on second down. Now a handoff here to his running back.
Gallimore gets a few yards. 6 on the carry. Brings up a 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very
3rd and 4.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down.
What an idiot. I don't know why it made me run so hard to the outside. But the Bears will have to punt like the Dolphins did, so very competitive so far in the first quarter.
there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. He was only asked to
There's the punt right to the 20.
sends this one away.
And he gets up to the 36-yard line. Good return.
The Dolphins getting set to go here. The last couple of drives have ended in punts. Maybe the crowd minds that, but you're a defensive guy. You're okay with a couple of punt drives.
Listen, I'm the guy that loves a 0-0 pitch.
There we go. Reminder, I'm the only one to lose to a semi-pro team, and I did it twice. Vinny, is that, first of all, is that accurate? Let's see, I know a semi-pro team has taken me into overtime, but I think I escaped with a win in that one. I remember the Bills losing in 1962. Was it to these Dolphins or Tampa Bay maybe? Oh, Atlanta, that's right. Jacksonville. That's the more recent one, and I don't remember it. But it is on the playlist on Vinny X Wolf channel, so we can check to see if he's accurate. Norm Van Brocklin brought a new way of throwing the ball to the semi-pro team. Week 1. And then Buffalo must have went on a run because you didn't lose your second game until the Oilers, I believe. Okay, 3rd and 13. Let's see, what do we want to do here? Oh, it's close to the first down again. Last time they were inches short. And this time they're, well, they say 2 full yards short. So both times on 3rd and long, they get 10 yards, but not enough. The semi-pro line, though, can block as Norm Van Brocklin has had a lot of time for the most part, except for the first play of this drive. Now, last week the Bears finally climbed above the Lions into second place, but they still have 3 losses, which puts them behind. Let's see, puts them behind, I believe, either the Rams or Cardinals and the Cowboys for wild cards. So they definitely need to keep winning here.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball.
And there's a completion out to Ditka, and 3 Dolphins grab him and take him down. Dolphins still have more total yards than the Bears. There's a couple more yards for Gallimore. Second and 6. And Gallimore gets a couple. 3rd and 2 coming up.
To me, they're staying right on schedule. First down, you want 4 yards or more to set up the rest of the drive. They're getting exactly that.
Here we go. Neither team has converted a 3rd down yet. And Ditka makes the catch and goes out of bounds. That is the first 3rd down conversion of the game for either team. And the Rams and Lions are in a good one. Down below, both of those teams also have 3 losses. There's a completion underneath to Morris for an 8-yard gain. The semi-pro Saints are on top of the Steelers. Why? All right, well, the first quarter is over. Another 3rd down opportunity coming up. Okay, first down on this side of the midfield from Gallimore only back to the line. No, he lost a yard.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Now that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't it? It's felt like everyone got a piece of that.
Oh, that is a nice hit by the semi-pro linebacker there. What's his name? He lit up Johnny Morris.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Now back to throw.
Did Harlan Hill get his 2nd foot down? He did. Harlan Hill. 38th reception. He is now into the top 10 in a couple different categories all-time in NFL history. Now remember, this is only 1961, but he still has made it there.
Now a handoff here to his running back.
Hopefully I get forward progress on that as I was pushed back 5 yards. They will give him the forward progress up to the 25. Rewriting history here at Sack to the Future. As evidence, when the Cowboys got their first the first Super Bowl was 1960, and it was the Cowboys. Does that mean it is the... Well, let's think about it. So it was a Super Bowl. The AFL and NFL have already come together, I guess, in 1960. And they added some semi-pro teams, so definitely changing things all the way around. Right now, Gallimore's not happy about these semi-pro games being on the schedule, as they are not letting him get any room to roam. Yeah, it was a dangerous pass. I'm not sure what the heck I was thinking there. Okay, Wade from a shotgun here on 3rd and 13. Harlan Hill makes the catch, goes out of bounds, and it is a first down. Caceres runs over one man, but the second one denies him from getting in the end zone. Caceres gave way to Gallimore as the primary running back, but he still is the goal line back. But I'm not sure why after that carry.
Defensively, Charles, and things were paved well coming from the linebacker position.
I love the way that you described it, paved well. Oftentimes, the guy who gets home on the blitz, he's going to get all the credit, but his teammates did all the dirty work, right? They ran into people on purpose. They sometimes tugged on jerseys to hold linemen to create space and gaps.
Okay, 3rd and goal. And Caceres does... No, that's not Caceres. That is the backup fullback. I can't even think of his name. Well, so that's how I am drawing a blank. So obviously, if I don't even know who it is, you can bet the Dolphins were surprised that I went to him. 18-play, 95-yard drive. $18 plays. In the last 2 weeks, the Bears have had 3 different scoring drives that have had 15 or more plays. I think one of those was on purpose. trying to chew some clock and make up for the fact that they have a few injuries on defense. Keep them as fresh as possible. Here's Big Doug Adkins filling in the hole. Oh, what? All right. Norm Van Brocklin finds Johnson, who turns on the moves. Oh, it's too old for... That's right, Bill Brown. That's who got the touchdown. Such a common name. I guess that's why I was... But look at this guy. I don't think Barry Sanders is alive yet, but if he was a youngster, perhaps he learned his moves from the semi-pro running back. Norm Van Brocklin, 4 of 5. He's starting to get in a roll here. Okay, we're going to have to change this. Alright, it's a 2-minute warning already. 7-0 Bears.
Coming up at halftime, remember, we'll get you out to Larry Ridley in Orlando for highlights and analysis of this first half. That is, of course, unless you decide to skip one.
There's a diving attempt, but he cannot haul it in, so Norm Van Brocklin's streak of 4 consecutive passes is broken. Norm Van Brocklin threw it into the ground. Guess he just wanted no part of that play. Okay.
This is 3rd and 10.
And Norm Van Brocklin throws it to no one again. He's just, all of a sudden he became confused by his own receivers at the end of that drive. And now we got a 53-yard attempt. And the a very nice kick. He draws it inside the upright. And the Bears still lead, but it's only 7-3. And maybe the slowest kickoff return man of all time. Gonna have to change that in a year or two. Maybe draft a youngster by the name of Gale Sayers would be nice. And Gallimore picks up the first down on that carry.
special force speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that.
And yeah, one of the headlines from the week is the Buffalo Bills are building a new stadium. So that'll be exciting to see. It should be available for the beginning of the 1962 season. Now, will they open the stadium and also celebrate a Super Bowl ceremony? That is yet to be seen. If they have to play the Oilers again, I guess. Now, the Bears might feel lucky that they're not on the side with the Oilers, but as you saw, if you've been following, a few weeks ago they had their chance at the Giants, and that didn't go so well. A couple teams, one on each side of the conference line, terrorizing others. But you just have to look at last year, where the Bears went 16-0 in the regular season and did not even make it to the Super Bowl. So regular season doesn't always mean everything. There's a short completion, not too much on that one. There's the play. Morris in motion. And the sack, the pressure gets through. That was the perfect time to call blitz from that side. Okay, we're just going to have to see how far Wade can throw it, I think. Unless they have something else they're thinking about.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep. This is caught.
And that is complete to Harlan Hill. Said he just recently broke into the top 10 in some stats here in the Sack to the Future NFL history. And that is going to add to it another touchdown and a big yardage play. One of the biggest plays of the season from the Chicago Bears. And this is going right at the upright, but luckily in 1961 their kicker does not hit uprights like they do in 2018. Now, after one clank, you feel unlucky. After two, maybe a little embarrassing, but 4 consecutive clanked posts, that turns to impressive, because that's a lot harder than making 4 field goals to actually hit the upright 4 times in a row. Of course, I'm referring to the real life NFL 2018 game that happened on Sunday. Bears still won the game, but the big story, of course, was, man, my brain doesn't work today. I can't even think of his name. Parkey. Parkey hit the post 4 times in a row. 2 extra points, 2 field goals. Only one of the field goals, I think, was over 40 yards. And he hit the post every single time. And the final play of the first half is an interception. JC Caroline. We go into the locker room with the Bears on top 14-3. Oh, and Sack to the Future fans will not have to wait long for the next game, as we will have the Bills and New York Titans tomorrow morning. Just hours away.
So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory,
Mike Ditka makes the catch, pulls his man a couple yards, and then goes out of bounds.
change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there and stop the offense. But you typically
What?
a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing.
Not sure what was going on there, but apparently a couple different guys are allowed to hold and push Dooley around.
Look, credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it over.
Okay, here we go, 2nd and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
And there's the interception. Oh no. He went out of bounds? Was that right?
This is just an incompletion here. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it, but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second.
Former Tennessee Volunteer and one time. Billy Majors. Harlan Hill continues to move up the lists of all-time receptions as the defender tips it, but Harlan Hill makes a rather amazing catch.
And that was the reason why. He can push it downfield. He has a good, strong arm.
His pass incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about
Well, maybe it's better to be lucky than good, as the Bears have been extremely lucky the last 2 games.
to catch it as well.
Well, 2 of the last.
Done on that play.
2 of the last 3 games.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Open space inside the 10.
And there's Hill purposely going down at the 1-yard line so that he can give his partner in the backfield, Caceres, another touchdown. I'm joking, of course. But hopefully Caceres will get the touchdown.
Stuff to make a lot of tackles.
Caceres does put it into the end zone for a touchdown. And then the dance that the fans here at Soldier Field have become accustomed to.
Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind. Because they
And finally, the Bears are starting to treat the Dolphins like the semi-pro team that they are.
happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
So this drive spans
But let's not forget that Wade did throw an interception. The defender just didn't know where the sidelines were and stepped out of bounds.
this one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 20.
All right, Norm Van Brocklin comes out. Now the stats Norm Van Brocklin puts up are not going to count towards his sack to the future career stats, as the stats against semi-pro teams count, but we're not going to count the semi-pro player stats.
Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away. Shocker. Try and get after him early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green drop. On 2nd down, Johnson.
Williams fights his way off of a tackle and makes that stop.
Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves
Luckily, we haven't seen any more spin moves from Mr. Johnson.
not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all. And it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They got to make some moves.
They'll look to throw here.
That was a nice throw by Van Brocklin.
But not before he gets into enemy territory. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Here we go now. Blue Lightning. Blue Lightning.
And Doug Atkins is able to pull him down. Dolphins not having much success running the ball. Although on the sidelines they are capable of magic tricks.
Football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Now let's go. Green 39. They go to Johnson again. He'll get this down only to about the
Frank Williams, the big
give him 2 on that
defensive tackle turned nose tackle for the next couple of weeks
to go.
This is what happens sometimes
with the
when you're
stop.
in the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Dolphins on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. All right, here we go. Green 39.
Empty backfield for Van Brocklin. And it results in a sack. Atkins gets around his man. No back there to save Van Brocklin, and so he goes down. One Hall of Famer takes down the other.
So it just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt.
Halfway through the 3rd quarter, it is 21-3 Bears. And that punt is a terrible one. Bears will take over at the 37.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try to cut down the length of the drive.
Terrible punt. It's all about the swag. Ditka in motion.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He's across the 40.
Fortunately, Gallimore cannot outrun the running back, or the linebacker.
The first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game could really benefit your team right now.
So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. Here we go now. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Only 3
It's complete, but not much. 2 or 3 yards on the completion.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been flat getting it done. 8 for 9 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
I'm not really sure how the Fewer count work sometimes. I made the wrong read, but Morris just fought his way for the first down anyways.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he got blown up.
And number 55 is making plays on Gallimore. It's unfortunate.
Second down and a little ways to go here. Second and 13.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Let's go. Blue, line it.
Appropriate. Wow, that guy had some speed coming off the edge.
Down he goes.
Saw him coming. Is that Eddie Murray?
Free safety blitz. That can be a
Free safety blitz. Saw it, but it's just too fast. I didn't see it right away, so once he crossed the line, but he closed very quickly. And now there's really no way to pick up a first down on a 3rd and 22.
second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
All right, here we go.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line.
So he does get his feet down. That is a first down. Bo Farrington, knee cartilage tear. Well, Johnny Morris, his replacement, makes the catch for the first down.
Following that long gain. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to
And there's a screen for a few yards.
11 more yards then go around. A first down as well.
Wade's up to 252 yards on the day.
Because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, and all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
Gallimore able to spin away from one guy, but taken down by the second.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going.
Oh, I didn't even realize he did play in the NFL.
He has it on hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a
What about Brett the Hitman Hart?
they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply, if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
And there's Harlan Hill making the catch, fighting for a couple.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage. When you see a play
And that'll do it for the third quarter.
on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch it. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
All right, now let's go. Green, 39. Here we go. Check. Green, 19.
Gallimore on the draw has a hard time getting guys out of his way. Down below, you see the Rams take the lead on the Lions in the fourth quarter.
Gardner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
Hurry up. Here we go.
Caceres gets the carry, cannot get it in the end zone though. He has 5 carries for -1 yards.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to have a third down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try to bleed it out.
And then Caceres gets his second touchdown with 0 yards rushing. For all you 1961 fantasy football players out there, probably getting pretty triggered that Gallimore is doing the work, and then Caceres is sniping the touchdowns for him.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Dolphins
So the Bears had a rough start. Started off 2-3. But since that time, they beat the Packers, holding them to 6 points. Shut out the Lions last week. And so far, they've given up 3 to the Dolphins. So they have not allowed a touchdown in nearly 12 full quarters, so that's good. And Norm Van Brocklin steps up and just throws it over the guy in the flat's head. Yes, yes, thanks for the reminder. As the Bills took out the Bears. But at least that woke them up, I think. And that was complete, I thought, but at the last minute he dropped it. See, the Bears are 20th in points allowed. But they have been better lately. Good point. Got to gloat when you can. And so, someone's got to do something about the Oilers. The Oilers trying to maybe bring a championship to the AFL side of things, as the Cowboys took home the 1960. That in of itself was absolutely amazing, as the Cowboys in real life 1960 did not win a game. Not to mention winning a Super Bowl. That is incomplete. And my computer apparently wants to do updates. All right. So the Bears get great field position. Now, it is true the Giants might beat the Oilers, but then we have to worry about the Giants. Although of the two undefeated teams, the Oilers have been more impressive, I believe, so far. But when you're undefeated, you're pretty dang impressive. So what you're saying is the team that loses the regular season matchup wins the Super Bowl matchup, therefore keeping no team from being undefeated in Sack to the Future. Sarah splits out into inside receiver.
And a give this time to the tailback. Nice little juke. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 7 yards on the pickup there.
Oh yeah, the besides Sack to the Future, of course, I have started to put the, it's called Best Era Football on the channel here. Only one game's out there so far. That is the 1991 Atlanta Falcons visiting the 1985 Chicago Bears. But there will be many more games coming. That is using, of course, the roster I made earlier in 2018 called the Best Teams 84 to 2000 roster. Should be a lot of fun to see a lot of greats. 85 Bears, of course, is who I'm rooting for, but the 91 Falcons seeing Deion Sanders. So actually what's happening is the league is really just all computer. So it's so I'm not going to have any influence on who the greatest team ends up being. I'm just going to let them play it out. Broadcast some of the games. Try to relive some great moments with all the quarterbacks that are in that league. Elway, Marino, Montana. Great teams that I enjoyed watching growing up. Should be fun. Now the favorites have to be the teams that actually won Super Bowls in their years, I would think. 85 Bears being one of them, but of course there's also the 89 Niners, 86 Giants. There's some very good teams that didn't win the Super Bowl, though, as well, like the 1990 Bills. That is correct. That is popped up. Yes, you can't download the rosters. If you take a look and you like what you see, you can certainly download the rosters and do whatever you want with them. Throughout the league, I may even tweak the rosters if someone just appears to be completely incorrectly rated or something. Or I did discover already in that first game that the receiver for the Falcons, Michael Haynes, was misspelled as Michael Hayes, so that's one correction already. But here the Bears do not get into the end zone. They will have to settle for a field goal. 31-3. Oh yeah, my the plan so far, I don't know if I might move on to broadcasting even more games, but the thought right now is to probably get one kind of like the NFL was when I was, growing up watching it in that era. One noon game, one afternoon game, and then the Sunday night and Monday night games. On the other hand, since it took so long to make the rosters, I almost feel like maybe I'll just watch every game. I don't know. So, either way, there'll be plenty of games out there. And it will take a while because I'm not going to fast sim any of the games because that will just ruin the statistical evidence of the player ratings. Yeah, it should be fun. Should definitely be fun viewing. Now so for the first week, uh, I put it on. I'm actually controlling all 32 teams, so that I can set their formation subs up. For example, in 1990, Oakland Raiders are certainly not the only team, but just as an example, they split a lot of time between Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen, so the computer will never do that on its own. But if you control them, you can set up the formation subs, of course. And that allows Allen to be the running back on certain formations and Bo others. And that should help them split carries throughout the games, make it more exciting to watch. Oh yeah, I will definitely make sure if I stick with just the 4, even 5 games a week, that should still be plenty of opportunity to make sure every team is watched. If I end up doing every game, then of course every team will be watched. But my personal favorites, I'm sure, will show up a little bit more often. You'll probably see a little bit more 85 Bears on there. 98 Broncos with Elway and TD Terrell Davis. I guess the 96 Packers are pretty good, so I'll probably have to put them out there. 89 49ers, Montana to Rice. As far as teams I think they're going to win it all, like I was saying, Super Bowl winners, the 49ers. The Cowboys of 93 is definitely a good team. The Redskins of 91. Loaded with good teams. But then you have teams that seem to be outmatched, like the 1998 Cardinals and other teams like that. But every team in the league did make the playoffs, at least in that year. So all good teams. It's just that some are great teams. The only one on YouTube again was the Bears and Falcons, but I've also watched and not put on YouTube the 90 Bills and the 85 Jets. That was a close game. The Bills did pull it out though. What else? The opening game was the 85 Patriots taking down the 1990 Chiefs. But it was definitely fun to see Okoye smashing up the middle and Barry Word. Then James and I think they gave Tony Eason the start. Eason and Grogan are almost rated exactly the same. So the Patriots of 85 may be one of those teams that use multiple quarterbacks even if there's not injury. The Bears in that game against the Falcons, I think, ended up with 5 people injured going into week 2. So not a great start for the 85 Bears. Peyton and McMahon were both injured in the game, but at least they were back before the game was over. So a lot of injuries in that one. Oh, the Browns and Steelers also. The 86 Browns took out the 97 Steelers. And there's the touchdown. So the Bears not allowing touchdown streak comes to an end with 15 seconds to go in the game. Yeah, I think I started the season with the injuries at like 30. And like I said, the Bears had 7 in the game and 5 that were more than just, 5 that were multiple week injuries. So, yeah, we will definitely be turning those down. I think I did turn them down to like 18 or so. I do want some injuries to occur. But coming back to Sack to the Future here, the Bears do get another win. That's 3 straight. They're finally considered a decent team. Oh, yes, yeah. If it was the greatest teams of all time or something, I would definitely like to see the 78 Steelers in there. But that was before my time, so I wanted to go really with the best era. When I say best era, basically talking about the best era of my football viewing life.
All right, here we go.
As early as Dan Marino and the '84 Dolphins, and as late as the record-setting 2000 Baltimore Ravens.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it.
We'll get more updates on the Bills Stadium progress during the Bills game on the Vinny X Wolf channel, I am sure. Games to go yet. The next game will be on that Vinny X Wolf channel. It'll be the Bills taking on the New York Titans. We also have the Brian Feltz channel. We'll be bringing you the Cleveland Browns taking on a semi-pro team. And on Thursday night, right here on the Phantom Fighter channel, you will see the Denver Broncos in action against maybe the best semi-pro team of the bunch, the Cincinnati Bengals. So for now, this has been the Bears winning 3 straight, starting to put pressure on the Packers, but still a game and a half behind them. Coming back Thursday to watch the Broncos, and go ahead and hit the notifications button so that you're notified when either Sack to the Future or Best Era Football comes back to the channel. For now, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, everyone.